Moses said, If Allah will, you will find me and and I will not disobey you in aught. He Khidr said, Then if you follow me, ask me not about anything until I myself mention it to you. So they both proceeded till, when they were in the ship, Khidr scuttled it. Moses said, Have you scuttled it in order to drown its people? Verily, you have done Imra, a munkar, evil, bad deed, dreadful thing. He, Khidr said, Did I not tell you that you would not be able to have patience with me? Moses said, call, call, call me not to account for what I forgot, and be not hard upon me for my affair with you. Then they both proceeded till they met a boy. He, Khidr, killed him. Moses said, Have you killed an innocent person who had killed none? Verily, you have done nukra, a great munkar, prohibited, evil, dreadful thing. Khidr said, Did I not tell you that you can have no patience with me? Moses said, If I ask you anything after this, keep me not in your company. You have received an excuse from me. Then they both proceeded till, when they came to the people of a town, they asked them for food, but they refused to entertain them. Then they found therein a wall about to collapse, and he, Khidr, set it up straight. Moses said, If you had wished, surely you could have taken wages for it. Khidr said, This is the parting between me and you. I will tell you the interpretation of those things over which you were unable to hold patience. As for the ship, it belonged to poor people working in the sea, so I wished to make a defective damage in it, as there was a king after them who seized every ship by force. And as for the boy, his parents were believers, and we feared lest he should oppress them by rebellion and disbelief. So we intended that their Lord should change him for them for one better in righteousness and near to mercy. And as for the wall, it belonged to two orphan boys in the town, and there was under it a treasure belonging to them, and their father was a righteous man, and your Lord intended that they should attain their age of full strength, and take out their treasure as a mercy from your Lord. And I did it not of my own accord, that is the interpretation of those things over which could not hold patience. Moses seeks Al-Khidr. The story of Moses and Al-Khidr is also told in a hadith. Said Ibn Jubair said, I said to that Moses the companion was not Moses, the prophet of the children of Israel, but some other Moses. Allah enemy has told a lie. Told us that the prophet said, once Moses stood up and addressed Bani Israel, he was asked, who was the most learned man amongst the people? He said, I. Allah admonished him, as he did not attribute absolute knowledge to him, Allah. So Allah said to him, Yes, at the junction of the two seas there is a slave of mine, who is more learned than you. Moses said, O my Lord, how can I meet him? Allah said, Take a fish and put it in a large basket, and you will find him at the place where you will lose the fish. Moses took a fish and put it in a basket and proceeded along with his servant boy, Yusha, till they reached the rock where they laid down. Moses slept, and the fish, moving out of the basket, fell into the sea. It took its way into the sea straight as in a tunnel. Allah stopped the flow of water over the fish, and it became like an arch. The Prophet pointed out this arch was with his hands. they traveled the rest of the night, and the next day Moses said to his boy servant, "Give us our food, for indeed we have suffered much fatigue in this journey of ours." Moses did not feel tired till he crossed that place which Allah had ordered him to seek. After, his boy said to him, "Do you know that when we were sitting near that rock, I forgot the fish, and none but Satan caused me to forget to tell you about it, and it took its course into the sea in an amazing way. So there was a path for the fish, and that astonished them." Moses said, "That was what we were seeking after." So both of them retraced their footsteps till they reached the rock. There they saw a man lying, covering with a garment. Moses talked to Al-Khidr. Moses greeted him, and he replied, How do people greet each other in your land?" Moses said, "I am Moses." The man asked Moses of Bani Israel. Moses said, "Yes, I have come to you so that you may teach me from those things which Allah has taught you." He said, "O Moses, I have some of the knowledge of Allah which Allah has taught me and which you do not know. You have some of the knowledge of Allah which Allah has taught you and which I do not know." Moses asked, "May I follow you?" He said, "But you will not be able to remain patient with me. For how can you be patient about things which you will not be able to understand?" Moses said, "You will find me, if Allah so will, truly patient, and I will not disobey you in aught." So both of them set out walking along the seashore. A boat passed by them, and they asked the crew of the boat to take them on board. The crew recognized Al-Khidr, so they took them on board without fear. When they were on board the boat, a sparrow came and stood on the edge of the boat and dipped its beak once or twice into the sea. Al-Khidr said to Moses, "O Moses, my knowledge and your knowledge have not decreased Allah's knowledge, except as much as this sparrow has decreased the water of the sea with its beak." So then suddenly Al-Khidr took an adze and pulled up a plank, and Moses did not notice it till he had pulled up a plank with the adze. Moses said to him, "What have you done?" "They took us on board, charging us nothing, yet you have intentionally made a hole in their boat as to drown its passengers. Verily, you have done a dreadful thing." Al-Khidr replied, "Did I not tell you that you would not be able to remain patient with me?" Moses replied, "Do not blame me for what I have forgotten, and do not be hard upon me for my fault." So the first excuse of Moses was that he had forgotten. When they had left the sea, they passed by a boy playing with other boys. Al-Khidr took a hold of the boy's head and plucked it with his fingertips, as if he were plucking some fruit. Moses said to him, "Have you killed an innocent person who has not killed any person?" "You have really done a horrible thing." Al-Khidr said, "Did I not tell you that you could not remain patient with me?" Moses said, "If I ask you about anything after this, don't accompany me. You have received an excuse from me." Then both of them went on till they came to some people of a village, and they asked its